Hello everyone, my name is Tutu Strickland and today we'll be covering LGBT rights in Azerbaijan. I'm doing this presentation for my International Social Work class, Social Work 445, with Dr. Han here at Western Carolina University. So first off, a little about Azerbaijan, as a lot of people do not know about this country. It's a country located in the Middle East, but also in Eastern Europe. And as of 2019, the total population of Azerbaijan is over 10,000 people. So, a little bit about Azerbaijan's history. From 1918 to 1920, it was an independent nation, the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan. It was incorporated into the Soviet Union in 1920, where it stayed a part of until 1991. On August 30th, 1991, Azerbaijan became the Republic of Azerbaijan and regained its independence, though it did apply for sovereignty back in 1989. As of 1993, however, an authoritarian government has been ruling Azerbaijan through the New Azerbaijan Party. It is this leadership that has been attributed to declining human rights in the country. Now, going into the demographics of Azerbaijan, it is a religious country being comprised of 96% Muslims. Of 85% are Shia Muslims, and the remaining 15% being Sunni Muslims. The remaining 4% of religious people are comprised of Christians. The majority ethnic group in Azerbaijan are the Azerbaijanis. Other ethnic groups in the country include the Lezgin, Russians, Armenians, and the Talish. The overall population of Azerbaijan is fairly young, with the median age being 32.6. Only 7.29% of the country are made up of individuals who are 65 years and older. The main language and official language in Azerbaijan is Azerbaijani. Other languages that are spoken in the country include Russian, Armenian, and other Turkic languages. Much like other European countries, Azerbaijan has a semi-presidential system in which a president and a prime minister alongside a parliament hold power. In Azerbaijan, parliament is known as Milli Majlis. Its current constitution was ratified in 1995, and the judiciary power is held by independent courts throughout the nation. Azerbaijan has a stable economy that is supported by the exporting of natural resources, such as gas and oil, which account for a whopping 90% of exports. The other 10% of exports are comprised of produce, mainly fruits. It has a very low unemployment rate of 5.96%, which helps account for the low poverty rate in the country. Now, to move on to the main topic of this presentation, LGBT people in Azerbaijan. According to The Guardian, Azerbaijan has been listed as the worst place to be gay in Europe, meeting only 5% of the LGBTI's index criteria for legal equality. Although homosexuality is legal after Article 121 from the Constitution was repealed in 2000, crimes against LGBT people are often legal and supported by institutions of power. Marrying a same-sex partner is illegal, as it is for them to adopt a child together. Discrimination is rampant throughout the country, with no laws set in place to protect LGBT people from such treatment. People face discrimination in the workplace, which includes harassment, being fired from, or not being hired for a job due to being LGBT. And when wanting to search for housing, many realtors and neighborhoods reject gay customers. If a person is transgender, in order to legally change your gender, you are required by law to have gender reassignment surgery as well as get sterilized. Sterilization is often done via chemical castration, vasectomies, and tubal ligations. Gay people are able to serve in the military but face harassment from others. Conversion therapy is legal in Azerbaijan, though the rate at which conversion therapy is used is information I was unable to attain. In Baku, Azerbaijan's capital, in 2017, the police began a violent attack on LGBT women under the guise of arresting prostitutes, as prostitution is illegal in Azerbaijan. According to Human Rights Watch, the women arrested were not prostitutes, making it very obvious that the police were strictly targeting LGBT women. Those who were arrested received beatings and electrical shocks by police officers while being detained. According to the University of Alabama's Human Rights blog, many were arrested in public spaces or their homes. This outed people to their co-workers, neighbors, family members, and other community members. In order to know that people were gay and to arrest these individuals, police created fake profiles on gay dating websites and mobile apps. They would then lure the people in with the anticipation of a meeting, but then detain them or sometimes even murder. Hundreds of LGBT people go missing in Azerbaijan every year, with it being suspected that the police are involved in this. Many are assumed to have been murdered or are in jail, where they still receive torturous treatment. Unfortunately, I was unable to find a reason as to why Azerbaijan holds such LGBT-phobic views, as there are not many resources available regarding this topic from this country. So, I will have to go and jump ahead as to how this issue can be solved. I would say first, we need to educate the masses, starting as early as possible. We have to allow children to understand that being LGBT is nothing bad or unnatural. Such education could be critical to fighting the belief that being gay is a sinful act and way of being. LGBT children should be allowed to feel normal in being themselves, to trust the people around them, and to know that they are not odd. We should teach people about what it means to be LGBT, as many people are unfamiliar with certain terms and their definition. People may be confused by what it means to be transgender, seeing it simply as a man dressing up as a woman, rather than seeing someone who in her whole being is a woman. Educating people about different LGBT identities will lessen the stigma surrounding them, as well as the fear, disgust, or confusion people feel around them. Gay sex education is important as well. It will help against the public understanding of what being gay is. But it can also provide information regarding safe sex. Much of the stigma regarding LGBT people, especially gay men, comes from the fact that it is mainly gay men who get AIDS. By providing gay inclusive sex education, people are knowledgeable in practicing safe sex while reducing the rate of AIDS. It is there to show people that just because you are gay does not mean you have or will give someone AIDS. Continuing with how homophobia can be stopped, I would also suggest that we pass anti-discrimination policies in Azerbaijan. If such laws are in place, employers, realtors, landlords, etc. will be legally responsible for discriminating against LGBT people. Also, we should lift the ban on same-sex marriage and allowing people to adopt children, as it can show the public that LGBT people desire lives similar to theirs, that they too want families, that they are capable of raising children, and that they are capable of having a wonderful marriage. It's to show people that LGBT people are not any different from them. And we should also make conversion therapy illegal in Azerbaijan. There is no evidence that proves the efficacy of conversion therapy. Rather, it has many negative turnouts. Children who come out of conversion therapy are often more anxious, depressed, and have high rates of suicide. Conversion therapy also spreads the idea that being LGBT is a choice that people make, which is completely false. I hope that in the near future, other countries around the world, especially fellow European countries, put pressure on Azerbaijan to end its despicable treatment of LGBT people, that they prioritize human rights over gas and oil and other natural resources. And thank you all for listening. I do apologize again for some of the lack of information regarding this topic. It was very difficult to find information regarding LGBT individuals in Azerbaijan, as it is a subject that is very taboo in that country, as well as there being limited press freedom, so LGBT individuals cannot tell of their experiences unless they talk to reporters from outside Azerbaijan or they leave the country. So again, I do very much apologize for that, but I do hope you all enjoyed this presentation.